Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SNME Inferno. Yes, you join me live from Colorado Springs as the Ayatollah of rock and roller, the man of 1,004 holds, Y2J Chris Jericho is about to make his way to the ring. As you see, the lights are out in the SNME Inferno arena, and we have got an absolutely huge matchup for each and every one of you here tonight, because it is indeed Y2J Chris Jericho. You see him right there, taking on the SNME World Heavyweight Champion, Bryan. Yes, Bryan is here inside the Inferno arena. And wow, imagine if Chris Jericho could indeed topple Bryan here tonight. It would elevate Jericho back into the world title picture. And we all know that Jericho has a good record here. He has a solid record here on Inferno, because the last time Chris Jericho was inside an Inferno ring, he defeated Samoa Joe to qualify for the Royal Rumble match. So Jericho is here tonight. It's a non-title matchup against Bryan, and Jericho has a huge opportunity to capitalize on. Jericho looks ready. And you hear that music, and you just gotta listen to this arena. The yes chants echoing throughout the Inferno arena for the arrival and the debut of Bryan here on SNME Inferno. Yes chants galore. The yes movement is in full effect. What a reception. This crowd, quite frankly, they are going, you got it, bananas! Wow. Well, we all know who the fan favourite is here tonight. It's certainly not Chris Jericho, and it certainly is Bryan. Great to see the SNME World Heavyweight Champion here tonight on Inferno. It's exactly what the fans want to see, and we like to give the fans exactly what they want. As the referee signals for the match to get underway, non-title, as Bryan comes out the corner with those kicks, and this is a pay-per-view match at any point. This is a huge match, Jericho versus Bryan, and it is Bryan who delivers the first blow, taking Jericho down to the mat, picking up Y2J. And now dragging Jericho to the corner is Bryan, and again delivering those devastating kicks, but Jericho is having none of it. Reversal and a knife-edge chop and a boot to the midsection takes down our champion. Crowd did not like that, as Jericho looks for the suplex, takes Bryan down. Oh, and look at the arrogance of Jericho. Doesn't even get a 1 count. Bryan shoving the boot off his chest. How cocky, how arrogant, even at the veteran age that Jericho is. Despicable. Jericho with a neck breaker. Now just toying with the champion in the early stages. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this is a non-title match for Bryan here tonight, as Jericho cinches in the submission hold. An arm lock here, and Bryan being tested in the early stages of this matchup. Referee asking the question, Bryan saying no. I would be highly surprised if Bryan taps out at this point of the match, as Bryan sends Jericho off the ropes after breaking that maneuver from Chris Jericho. Leapfrog over the top. But Jericho again, one step ahead. A jaw jacker. And now Jericho Oh, a beautiful maneuver. But not to this crowd. A 1 count and a chant of Jericho sucks erupts here in the Inferno Arena. As Jericho again putting pressure on Daniel Bryan, and a springboard dropkick sends Bryan to the outside. It's all Jericho in the early stages here on Inferno. And well, Samoa Joe can vouch firsthand as a bulldog is delivered to Daniel Bryan on the outside of the ring. As I was saying, Samoa Joe can vouch for the fact that Jericho seems to love it here on Inferno. When Jericho took on Joe, he just took things to another level. He pulled out a phenomenal match to get the job done against Samoa Joe to qualify for the Royal Rumble. Many thought Jericho couldn't do it, but he did. He gave Samoa Joe his first loss. And again tonight, Jericho seems to have stepped up his game plan to take on Daniel Bryan. Crowd on their feet, another pinfall, 1. Just another 1 count. A big match here tonight on Inferno. Boot to the midsection from Daniel Bryan. Now Bryan trying to force back Jericho, trying to get going in this match. Boot to the midsection. And now it's Daniel Bryan using the bottom of that boot, scraping Jericho's face. Oh, what a reversal from Jericho. He went for that discus forearm and it was blocked. And a backbreaker. And now working on the back again. Stretching Daniel Bryan, the knee driven into the back. And this is all doing damage for when Jericho looks for the walls of Jericho. Smart moves from Chris Jericho. Reversal from Bryan. Our champion is a fighter. We all know that from the Royal Rumble, where Daniel Bryan defeated Triple H against all the odds, sledgehammer and all. And again, it's Jericho taking down Daniel Bryan, wearing down Daniel Bryan. Bryan fighting his way up, back to his feet. Shoulder blocks, managing to make Jericho break the hold, sends Jericho into the corner. Jericho bounces out, and a big forearm takes down Jericho, and a stomp, a vicious stomp, and another one. Bryan looking more aggressive. He's going to have to be. He's going to have to be on top of his game if he wants to defeat Jericho. Here comes the kicks. Reversal from Chris Jericho. Oh, and Jericho takes down Bryan again. Oh, what an enziguri from Jericho as he taunts the fans, and you don't want to do that against the champ. Daniel Bryan, a nip up. It's only aggravated the champion, and the comeback is on. Somersault flip from Daniel Bryan, ducks under the clothesline, and a flying forearm takes Jericho's head off. Bryan going through the gears, finally getting going, and the crowd are loving it. Here comes the kicks, one after another. And Bryan says yes to the SNME Universe and follows it up with a knee into the chest of Chris Jericho. Spins Jericho around. Oh, what a suplex from Daniel Bryan. And a big punch to the face, and another one. As Daniel Bryan sends Jericho to the outside. Jericho, the veteran, he's looking a little bit exhausted as Bryan comes off the ropes. And a dive through the middle rope to the outside, right in front of me here in my announce table. Takes down Chris Jericho. What a matchup we've got here on Inferno. In the early stages, it was indeed Jericho having it all his own way, but it's not now. Springboard dropkick from Bryan. And Bryan is hulking up. Daniel Bryan picking up Jericho. Jericho struggling to come to terms with the change of pace in this match. Here comes the dropkick. Oh, I think Jericho pushed the dropkick off. Forced Daniel Bryan away. And Jericho with a forearm to the back of the head ties up Daniel Bryan again. Oh, and another enziguri that stops the offense of Daniel Bryan. Now it's Jericho sending Bryan to the corner. Jericho moving slightly gingerly, but now Jericho with a bulldog. And usually, if he nails that, here it comes. Lion Salt on the money. 1, 2, no. Daniel Bryan just about kicks out. There's boos here in the SNME arena. They do not want to see Jericho get the victory tonight. But Jericho came very close indeed. As Jericho picks up Daniel Bryan. And it's the Jericho Express. It's steamrolling into Colorado. And Jericho's not done. And there's the forearm. Jericho feeling off of the animosity that he's generated from the SNME universe, but in doing so, he's distracted, and that allows Daniel Bryan to get back in this match. Double underhook suplex from Daniel Bryan. Crowd a little bit shocked, I think, at how dominant Jericho has been at stages in this match. But the crowd again cheering for Daniel Bryan. Here he comes. This time he hits the dropkick. Now Bryan picking up Jericho. Jericho sent to the corner. Fatigue gotta be setting in for Chris Jericho. Here comes Daniel Bryan. Jericho out the way. And a clubbing blow to the back of the neck. And now Jericho takes Daniel Bryan to the top rope. A high-risk maneuver from Y2J. Big back suplex. And you can see that hurt both men.
Come on, baby!
And again, Jericho says, "Come on, baby." He's feeding off of the boos from the fans. Oh, and Jericho, here we go. Daniel Bryan fighting it. But the walls of Jericho are applied in the middle of the ring. Is our champion gonna tap here tonight on Inferno? Jericho pulling those legs back, but it's not enough. But the damage has been done because all the work from Jericho on the back paying off now. And a backbreaker for good measure. And now Jericho, he's going for a high-risk maneuver. Oh! It didn't pay off. And Bryan quickly with the cover. 1, 2. Oh! And Jericho nearly cost himself the match. I didn't expect Jericho to go for that maneuver. He did. He crashed and he burned. And that left an opening for Bryan, and Bryan again escapes, this time the suplex. But Jericho fights back. These two now going to and fro. Jericho went for the enziguri. He's been for that twice tonight. He's hit it twice, but he missed it on the third occasion. And Bryan doesn't miss with the European uppercut. And now Bryan. Well, it's Daniel Bryan now who's going to take a high-risk maneuver. Will it pay off for D-Bry? No! Bryan crashes and burns. What a match. Both men taking risks. It's not paying off. They are both throwing the kitchen sink at each other. And Jericho delivering those elbow drops 2 at a time. Picks up Daniel Bryan. Jericho putting the champion to the absolute limit in this match as these two exchange. What a matchup this has been. Jericho getting the upper hand, but not for long. Bryan sends Jericho into the corner, comes in, but Jericho again shoves off the dropkick. Oh, he's looking for the walls. No, reversal into a DDT. Jericho went for the legs. He couldn't get it. And a running knee. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. It is over. Well, there you have it. You see, that was the reversal. Jericho went to grab the legs of Daniel Bryan, but Bryan was too quick. The DDT, then the running knee, and that was all she wrote. So there you have it. Daniel Bryan tested, taken to the limit by Y2J Chris Jericho. But it is Daniel Bryan who survives and is victorious here on SNME Inferno. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been SNME Inferno, and this is Delzinski signing out.